Black Girl Side Quest.
So, welcome to our first ever episode of the Black Girl Side Quest. We have Nay, Allie, and myself, Kay, and today's first ever side quest will be vampires. So, vampires, let's talk about it. We're all vampire lovers.
Yes.
Let's explain our first ever vampire kind of encounter in our life. Not like real encounter, but what got you guys into vampires?
So, my first vampire encounter was the Blade Trinity movies. I was super excited to watch it with my dad. And I saw Blade 1 first. And I was like, this is amazing. Hated part 2. But part 3, I was like, Ryan Reynolds is the most sexiest man I've ever seen in my life. And whoever this guy is playing Dracula is amazing. And of course, I'm only maybe 11 or 12 years old. I have no idea. That's where my love of vampires came into play. And then it just kind of became an addiction from there. And yeah.
Yeah, I think I was also introduced with Blade as well. However, I was more so intrigued by the fashion. I did not know at first, when I first watched it, because I just stumbled upon it while my parents were watching it, that it was vampires. I was just like, man, look at all these cool people. They're just slashing away at each other. Get it, I guess. But what really got me into vampires, as embarrassing as it may sound, is unfortunately the Twilight books. Watching those, or reading those, because, books over movie first, I guess. And reading those and getting obsessed, because I started them in 7th or 8th grade, and that became my personality. So
I read Twilight, but I didn't read them in 8th grade. I didn't know they existed until 10th grade.
Oh yeah, I was part of the first fan base. I'm an OG fan. I remember going to the bookstore. What are those things when you're in school? Where they have
Library.
Not library.
Oh, the book fair.
Yes. The book fair.
A library.
At the book fair, they were like, try to find something or whatever. I was originally looking for a book that I want to look smart. I want a big book to make all the other kids look jealous because I know how to, whatever. And Twilight was thick. And I remember the librarian of the book fair was just like, oh, this is a good one. You're going to like this. Pick that one. And I was just like, you don't have to tell me twice. And I carried that thing around me or around with me for years, to the point where the back of the book has fallen apart, and because it's only a paperback and it's missing some of the pages from the glimpses of new moon in it. So very much loved, very much became my personality. OG fan.
I guess I would have to say that mine started with Twilight. I read them in high school. It was freshman year of high school. Yeah, but it was the Vampire Diaries that I really became obsessed with vampires. I liked the Twilight books, but the Vampire Diaries show, that's what roped me in.
I think that's what connected us all, because we were all watching it at the same time and kind of keeping up with each other on it. And my gosh, Vampire Diaries. Great vampires.
Well, I would say the original is a lot better than it.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I think Vampire Diaries probably should have ended a lot earlier, and they were trying to really stretch it out.
Maybe after Elena went to sleep, her little 5 to 10 year nap. I feel that's where it should have ended, because it just became the Bonnie and Damon show, and Bonnie is a great character, but I don't think that she was a strong enough character to be the main main focal point of the show. And Elena was getting a little annoying too, but it's where the show started dying with the hunters. And actually, I think before that, the only person I found interesting was what was his name? They put him in his own prison world. And Kai? Yeah.
I thought he was a total asshole. I hated that guy.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
I hated that guy.
Love that guy. I love myself a good villain.
No, I hear you. Yeah, it became a little bit too much. I think Vampire Diaries, they have their interesting vampire background, but there's a lot going on in that universe. I mean, I don't have an issue with mythical creatures, but kind of want to let's focus on vampires, What other vampire stuff are you guys interested in?
Okay, so Blade had a whole series. I found that series to be so good. Although they did take out Wesley Snipes because of his his little issues with taxes and whatnot, or whatever the rumor is, or the truth. But yeah, that show is really good. And then you have your good movies such as Interview with a Vampire was amazing. The new series, I've only seen episode 1, but that was pretty good. What We Do in the Shadows. I mean, there's so many different vampire films out there where if you are just in love with vampires, just plenty of good media and books.
I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen Blade, but I mean, going back in time to like Dracula and everything, and then that movie we went to go see where they brought like those characters back.
So the
Invitation.
That was so good.
Side note on that. For those who have never seen The Invitation, basically it's about a woman who finds out that she's somewhat related to some people, and she gets an invitation to meet these family members, and she kind of like falls for a guy, and he's super rich, super handsome, and turns out he's like the vampire, and he wants her to be with him as one of his wives, vampire wives. Let's all be serious. If we were in that situation, what are we doing if we were single?
I would have taken him up on his invitation, not gonna lie. Just love, vampire world, so that's for me.
I mean, I would have done it too. He was hot. He was rich.
Huh.
He gave her a studio so she could like do her art. Like, there was no bad parts of that.
Oh yeah, I agree. I forgot what their vampire forms look like. Even then, it didn't really seem that bad. Lee, you have mentioned several times that if given the opportunity, you would be changed to a vampire right now. What type of vampire would you be okay with being turning into, and what type wouldn't you want to be?
So, Lost Boys, if you've ever seen it, god-awful faces, would not be okay with that. So yeah, I'd be okay with Interview with the Vampire. It's very traditional vampires. I'm okay with your Twilight vampires. All I gotta do is stay out of the sunlight. That's fine. I do that anyway. And I mean, I'm okay with Blade vampires, minus Blade. Blade is amazing. We love him. We love it for him that he's like against them. I don't feel like getting hunted to the point where I get turned into dust by a daylight light that comes out of nowhere, or swords made of silver. And of course, your Vampire Diaries ones. What about you?
Probably realistically Twilight, because it seems like there's no downfall to them. Like, the only way you can get killed is if you get ripped apart by another vampire or equally powerful being, and then you have to get set on fire. So even if you're ripped apart, you're still alive. You can piece yourself back together. So realistically, yeah, the only downfall is sparkling in the sun. I'm gonna take that one. And you become beautiful? I'm taking that one. Then Vampire Diaries. Definitely not True Blood. Blade is up in the air. It's just like, I may. But then it's just like, do I gotta act like in a nightclub all the time? Is that the only place we can go, guys? Like, no, it's great, but like for forever?
I think they were just there for the rave, like the blood rave, because they were spraying the blood so they could eat.
Oh, they don't do that every night?
Well, they probably do. I mean, if you go party every night, then yeah. But otherwise, they would just just chill, go eat some people.
And that's the thing too. If you were a vampire, would you try to do the vegetarian way of trying to drink animals' blood, or are you going after people?
I don't know. I like the Vampire Diaries vampires. That's the type that I would be. And I would just drink bad people's blood and maybe some squirrels like Stefan. I mean, at least I'd be able to have a daylight ring. I could live a normal life. Like the sparkling thing, I couldn't do the sparkling thing because I like to go out in the sun sometimes. I would get found out and Volturi would kill me like right away. So,
but you have to be associated with a witch for a daylight ring,
right?
And if someone takes it off, you're screwed.
Yeah, but I still have time to get somewhere.
Well, the cool thing about the Twilight ones is you have the fact they don't sleep, so you can learn.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh,
But do they sleep in the Vampire Diaries though?
Yeah.
I don't think they have to though.
I don't know. I mean, they get knocked out a lot, so...
Oh yeah, like you break their neck and they take a while to wake back up.
They were always snapping someone's neck and
Or that stupid, white oak tree knife. Klaus was forever.
Oh yeah.
Siblings with that.
Yeah.
And in Vampire Diaries, they had the vervain. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that the humans have ways to protect themselves. But, my gosh, there's so many different... Also, they could get killed by a stake. It had to be, the white oak stake, right, though? Or was that just for
Originals. Everybody else could get killed by
any stick.
So, I mean, I know, again, we get to protect ourselves, the humans, from vampires, but could you imagine? You have the whole town chasing after you with stakes or vervain, and...
I mean, to be fair, anybody dies from a stake.
Yeah, that is true. Except, in not Vampire Diaries, Twilight,
yeah.
I mean, they can get thrown, and they're just like a giant boulder crashing.
They're rocks.
If, Damon or Stefan or any of them are, cold to the touch or anything, I don't remember them ever saying, oh, you're warm. They did never... mentioned.
So, not from my memory. Because they made it clear in Twilight, when Bella was touching on Edward, like, oh, he's so cold and rock hard like marble. But they never kind of made anything about that for Stefan or Damon. Like, they were all up on them all the time. No one complained.
There's a lot of benefits of it. Compulsion. Like, Twilight vampires can compel anybody. And compulsion just seems like fun. But if they become a vampire, they remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Twilight vampires, though, you could get a special power.
That's true. It could be stupid.
It could. Or it could be cool. Like, you can read minds.
I can show you my thoughts if I touch your face.
Yeah, that's their strategy, I suppose. Yeah. What were some of your favorite powers, let's say, from Twilight, that you would have wanted?
Let's see. Jasper, what was his deal?
Emotions.
Oh yeah. I do not want Alice's powers.
And the future can change, and she can't see werewolves like future. So,
well, I think she only sees it when you change your mind. She sees it, and then you change your mind, and she sees a different thing. So she didn't know what you're actually going to do.
But she can see the lottery.
Did Esme have one?
Esme's powers were kind of like implied that other vampires felt home with her. Yeah, like, we want to be with her, Esme. She's like home. She's like family. It's not really like a power, but it's just like other vampires feel comfortable around her.
Yeah, I never got the impression that Carlisle, Esme, or Rose had.
Yeah, Carlisle was just like super good with control, which I don't think that was a power. I think that was just personally him. And then like Rosalie is just hot. She's a little hotter than everyone else.
Supposed to be anyway.
Right? Not gonna lie.
A disappointment.
I had expectations for the movie. I mean, but the first movie, they can't be all airbrushed by God, which is literally a description in one of the books. Like,
I'm gonna go with your girl from the Volturi being able to shock people's minds, or
Bring the pain.
being able to read people's minds. I think those are the two that would be great to have. But other than that, no. Just to look at someone though and be like, pain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would either choose Jasper's powers, because like to adjust people's emotions, top tier, or I would choose Alex's powers, which is Jane's brother, and he can like take away your senses. So you're blind. Oh, and now you can't hear.
Well, that sucked to be on the receiving end of that.
Right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna weep, 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 and just leave you.
Terrible.
And until they're ready to get whatever information they want from them. So,
with Twilight vampires, I totally forgot. Like, they don't have any like control over like how much blood they take from people. Like, because they remember every time they bite anybody, they're like, "Oh, I can't stop," kind of thing.
Yeah, and they have the venom, so it's like even if you do stop, they're changing into a vampire.
Oh, and it's painful. That too.
Yeah. Becoming a vampire is painful.
I'm gonna take Twilight off my list now. I don't want that.
Well, I mean, it's only painful for a couple of days.
A few days.
Days. But then you're like super hot. Super hot. I mean, you saw Bella get transformed. It changed her whole body. Hair, like, skin. She was already skinny, but they're like, let's fill her out here. Let's permanent makeup on the cheek here. Like, they gave her a contour. Her hair got longer. Like, oh, lashes longer. I mean, like, oh, okay. Like, just everyone just naturally becomes more beautiful. Do I want to go through that? No, but to become a vampire in Vampire Diaries, don't you have to like drink the blood of another vampire and then die?
Yeah.
Well, in Interview with the Vampire, you just change, but you also become beautiful, but you go back to the stage that you were in. So, like, if you were already like skinny or fat or whatever, it just makes you look more attractive. But like, I think if you're overweight or something, it keeps you that way. I'm not sure, but when like what's her name, Claudia, changed as a child, it made her hair longer and more like fluffy and like attractive to a person to want to come and help her to keep, like, because she's a predator at that point. But like, she never aged, which was the problem.
Yeah, and I guess that's another thing too. It's like, what would be the perfect age to be a vampire?
20-something.
Are you saying it's too late for us?
Yes.
20 to 30. 40 would be okay. I think if I'm all powerful and like I'm not going to age anymore, 40 is fine. And generally, if you're a vampire, you're probably not going to feel like aches and like have ailments anymore. So like your body still looks young-ish to a point.
I say that. I would say 20s to 40s. I think that's good.
Especially if you're black.
Yeah. And then you don't have to play being in high school. That was another thing too. It's like,
Yeah.
for all of eternity, you guys decide to go to high school over and over and over again. I mean, I can understand every so often just to say, oh, what's the curriculum like nowadays? But they're like, oh, in Twilight, they're like, oh, well, we're not aging, time to move again. At some point, there's going to be a record of y'all in all these different schools, and people will remember. So,
Okay, so like nowadays, you have a lot of like 20-something-year-olds that look like high schoolers still. And like, because you just look young for a really long time. And then when you hit probably like your upper 20s, like 28, 30, that's when you start getting your more mature face, to where you look like you're 20. And then when you're 30, you look like, when you're 40, you look like you're in your 30s. And it just kind of does that thing for a really long time. So being changed in your teens would suck. But being changed in your 20s, just because you look like a teenager, you could go back to school, but you could also make it through college for a few years, and nobody would question it for a really long time.
yeah, quite frankly, all of the vampires in all of the realms could have just went straight to college and not high school.
Yeah.
I know they have
Probably
to...
more fun.
Yeah, and then they can learn different, like, skills. I know in the Twilight House, they kind of had all those degrees lined up on their wall. Of like, oh yeah, we've had this, and this degree, but you still went back to high school? And again, if you look in the movies, they don't look like high schoolers. Rosalie, Emmett, you could have went to college. As much as they were complaining, like, I hate it here. Go to college. Like, Forks doesn't have like a Forks community college. You guys all have to be together. I think that's what makes people drawn to you, is that you guys stay together. They're like, oh, why is everyone looking at us? There's 5 of you walking through like the halls in slow motion, but also like fast.
Were they in slow motion, or were they seen in slow motion?
They were seen in slow motion. I guess gliding really fast, and you're just like, yeah, you're drawing attention to your guys' selves. Maybe, like, I can understand if it was like Edward, Alice. Yeah, Edward and Alice should be the only ones in high school. And send Jasper off to community college with them, with Rosalie and Emmett.
Yeah.
Really see Jasper. Well, yeah, I guess he was at the school a lot. I was gonna say he wasn't there much, but I just forget he exists half the time.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we also kind of briefly discussed vampire teeth. What type would you guys be interested in? You want the full 4 on, like, top and bottoms? Just the ones on top?
Yeah, I just want the ones on top.
Also, I guess it depends. Do you want the one that's, like, right next to the front teeth, or off to the side with the canine?
Well, so being a vampire, I've always wondered, like, when they suck blood, are they literally, like, is it going through their teeth, or is it going, like, are they just drinking what's coming out?
And that's why it gets wasted. Like, that's why so much gets wasted, because they're just puncturing to get the blood to come out, and then they gotta suck it out with, like, their mouth.
Yeah, so it's like a juice box.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, that would be really inconvenient, because, like, the teeth are in the way. And I'm just trying to suck this blood, and I can't because the teeth are in the way. I need the teeth to puncture, but then I need them to retract. They retract, so then I can actually, because, yeah, I don't want to be covered in blood when I'm done feasting on whoever, you know?
Because if you're the bottom ones, you bite from the top, and your bottom jaw is going to hit a spot too, and then there's blood everywhere coming off.
Exactly.
You know what? A straw is efficient. Straw. You have super strength, you know exactly where the jugular is by a certain point in time, and you just straw.
Are you guys going for the neck, or are you going to go for, like, the wrist?
Depends on the situation.
Oh.
So
I'm gonna go for the thigh.
The thigh. Ooh.
It's easier to hide. Because, like, if I want to let them go, like, people won't be like, oh, why are you wearing a scarf on your neck?
Oh,
Now
that's
I'm in the
right.
shower before I do anything.
It's like Vampire Diaries, they were just like, oh, and True Blood, they were just like, yummy. All right,
Yep.
go.
Here's a fashionable scarf.
Yep.
If you pick people with long hair, you can put their hair in the way. Or you can do, like right here, like a shoulder blade.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm going after people, they're not surviving. Sorry. Like, I would be the type to where I would try to get some sort of blood bags or whatever, or do, like, some animal stuff, but if I'm hunting people, you're getting the full hunt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll only hunt bad people. So, like prisoners that escaped, or, like,
Pedophiles.
Yeah, those who were, like, doing crime, and there's like a murderer out on the loose. I'm gonna find him. Yeah, and then
That's where I'd apply for, like, a job as, like, a prison guard or something. That way, like, no one's suspecting the prison guard's doing anything. You know exactly why everybody's in there. And you're just like, I'm gonna go check on inmate 23. Just go check on them. And then just have a little sippy sip, leave, they're knocked out or dead. They don't know why. You're good.
I'm gonna wait until they get out of prison. or before they make it into the system. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then why? Because like if you wait for people to just walk out and you're just a random vampire standing around, then like you don't know why they were there. Like maybe they were just accused of something and they didn't actually do it, and they found out.
There's that too.
Oh no, I'll do my research. Like if I will stalk them and be like yep,
Dexter,
that's the guy. I do like forensic science. Like that's all I do. Like he matches this description. Like I'm tapping into like the radio stations of the police. Like so I'm reading the minds of the detectives. I'm meeting the victims, and I'm like, what did he look like? Got you.
That's where that power would come in handy. Like if you could just read their mind, you can hear all the things that they've done. Be like, oh yeah, you did do that. You're dead now.
And that's the thing. I think when it comes to mind reading, Arrow's power would probably be better for that, because Edward can't turn that mind reading power off. Like he just hears everybody at all times. Like, could you imagine you hear your adoptive mom being like, man, I can't wait to get a piece of that Carlisle. And you're just like, and here he goes playing the piano, like, just ignore it. You got Emmett and Rosalie upstairs.
Right.
For him too.
And he's over here like, just more music. You got, I don't know.
Homes are for.
That's still enough when you're hearing everyone. I don't even know how far out he can listen to. I'm sure maybe Stephanie Meyer mentioned that in the book, but like, miles, he can hear people for miles.
But it sounds like, okay, when they're having sex, it sounds like rocks. I think it's fighting against each other.
So, that makes it better?
You just imagine that it's not people. Rocks falling off of a mountain or something.
Oh, great. A rock slide and a whole bunch of moaning. Yeah, it's not like they're silent.
Plus the thoughts. Oh, right there.
Yeah. I'm horrified. I wonder if Edward went off on his own. Like, no.
I don't know, like, because with arrows and, like Renesmee, once again, you have to touch somebody, like, maybe not their face, but, like, you have to touch them to see, like, what they're thinking. And, like, I guess as a Twilight vampire, you can't get killed as easily by a human, but you'd have to figure out how to touch somebody without, like, them being like, why are you touching me, kind of thing. So, I would want to just be able to read it just by being right there.
But mind you, everyone was just like, oh, they're so beautiful. If they reached out to touch you, they probably wouldn't mind. Like, everyone was just like, oh, yeah, I mean, so beautiful. If you want to hold my hand, sure. Like, they were almost, like, mesmerized by them.
I mean, you could always go the Vampire Diaries way. In compulsion, you could just say, did you kill them? And they would tell you, because you're compelling them to tell you.
Yeah, that's the one thing, or one of the main things I really do prefer about Vampire Diaries is the compulsion. That is a top tier power. And then the way that Caroline used it when she turned off her emotions, in a way that we hadn't seen seasons prior, she said, you're choking. You can't breathe. You're having a heart attack. Wait, that's not fair. It's one thing. It's just like, oh, you're gonna let me live in your house. Okay, I mean that's what she said. Your heart exploded. Like just felt. And I don't know if their heart exploded, but I don't know what Caroline did. But she was killing people that way, and I had to respect her on that. She was the most fun when it came to vampires turning off their emotions. I can't even lie. She made some good ones.
But True Blood, they also have a compulsion type thing. And they don't have Vervain in True Blood where like someone can just drink it and be immune to that.
But don't they have like sires? Like you have to be loyal to the person who changed
to your maker. Mm-hmm.
What if I don't want to do that?
What? I need to rewatch that series. I totally forgot like their whole system.
Yeah, your maker can like let you go though if they want to. Or if you, like, make them. Like, you could blackmail them into letting you go so that they don't have that control over you anymore. And Damon, he was a sire in Vampire Diaries. Like, he had changed some people that were, like, sire to him.
Yeah, tried to do that whole thing. It lasted, like, what, one season?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, Elena's only listening to you because you changed her. And I was like...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then he, like, the first person he ever changed, like, he didn't know that he had sired them or whatever, and he told him to, like, count all the bricks on some wall or whatever, so when he went back to, I think it was New Orleans, so when he went back, like, they were still counting the bricks on the wall.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot about that. But with True Blood, isn't the sire a bit more, even if you wanted to do something against them, like, you couldn't. Like, your body is just naturally, like, you could be angry and want to fight them, but your body just won't listen to you.
Yeah. But, like, you know how you have to ask for permission to come inside?
Mm.
With True Blood, you can rescind that invitation, and then they'll get shot out of the house. I like that.
Well, they do that in Vampire Diaries, because Elena rescinded the invitation to Klaus, and Klaus got shot out of the house.
I thought they had to change house owners.
Was
it
For
that?
them to be- Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had to change the deed. Yeah.
She put the name in, I think, in Jeremy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of which, Jeremy, he went off,
Yeah.
off, to art school, air quotes, but really he was going to go to, like, learn to be a hunter, and then we never saw him again. Except for
He
maybe...
comes back in Legacies as well.
We saw him when he was, like, resting, or no, when Elena was, like, asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and he was, like, there crying with everyone else, and then that was it, right?
Yeah.
He had no other speaking roles. We did not... They said, sorry, no more budget for Jeremy.
Jeremy was one of those, like, unnecessary characters. Kind of like her friend Matt. Yeah. And then not Matt blaming everybody for something he did. Like, he's like, oh, you killed my fiance. No, Matt, you killed your fiance. Like, he's just blaming Stefan for this the whole time.
I can understand why, though, because everything was normal before they, like, or I guess seemed normal before Stefan and them came back. Like, if they didn't come back, they would just live normal human lives. And everyone would be fine. I don't know if Bonnie would unlock her power because she wouldn't be put in these stressful situations. They would have graduated high school, go to college, Elena would have been a nurse/doctor, everything would have been fine. But as soon as, all of your friends are mythical creatures or have died, and you're the only human?
I feel like Tyler would have still become a werewolf sooner or later.
Right.
Like, he would have accidentally killed somebody some kind of way.
Dang. You had no trust in him.
Well, his whole family had those anger issues.
He
did. That's what triggered it like the most, because they have anger issues, so they're more likely to kill someone.
Yeah. And then he probably would have still met, what's her name? Haley, yeah. So, like, I feel like they still would have met, because that was his friend anyway when he went off. Where?
Yeah.
He came back with her. Wouldn't have been any vampires involved.
Yeah.
I forgot who Tyler killed, though, in order to become a werewolf. Did somebody no, I think Damon did it intentionally or something.
Oh, yeah. Did Damon pull someone to act up or instigate him? I vaguely remember, I could have sworn he killed someone at, like, a party.
Now we have to watch it again. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but Jeremy and Bonnie's relationship, I didn't like that.
I was all there for Bonnie and
Enzo?
Enzo.
Oh, yeah.
Love Enzo. And I mourned that man.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
so
they were
upset.
perfect. Wasn't a huge fan of Bonnie and Jeremy either. I know they were kind of hinting at, like, Bonnie and Damon at one time too, when
Yeah.
Elena was
Yeah,
they were both trapped. No, we didn't want that. Why would you cause this tension amongst my favorite characters, knowing that Bonnie would not do that to Elena, and Damon really didn't want Bonnie, but I did like their idea of friendship. Like, that was really nice. Their platonic relationship was like, aw, it was like a love-hate, like a sibling kind of thing. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. But?
No, there's no but.
Oh, okay.
I was like thinking about it. I'm like, who else was together that just did not belong together? And I couldn't think of it.
Caroline and Matt.
I didn't mind them together because Matt was just so freaking annoying, and Caroline was
He was
annoying.
still
at one
in
point.
love with Elena. Like, he never really liked Caroline. He
Caroline
was still thinking about Elena the whole time.
Elena had every dude.
so was Caroline. Was with every single person, and even Elena's uncle. Oh, the only person I really liked Caroline with was Klaus. Not gonna lie, I like that little.
I did like that too.
I don't like how she like plays with his heart though. Like, I was really upset about that. Who did Klaus end up with? I totally forgot.
Like, no one.
Plays with his heart. Klaus killed. I mean, listen, I love them, but also Klaus was a menace.
Klaus was a menace, but once you like hear his background, once you hear him out, Linda, he is amazing.
Girl, you killed some of my friends. Yeah, you're hot. And yeah, we have tension.
His background is so traumatizing. I see why he's like that. Now, everyone's like, well, I don't know why Elijah subjects himself to, because Elijah is a good sibling. He cares so much for his brother to stick with him the whole time, and he knows that Klaus is a good person. It's just he does a lot of bad things. Like, he's not even as bad as like Damon with his emotions off, but he did cause Damon to turn his emotions off a lot.
And Stefan.
Oh, sorry, not Damon. Yeah, I meant Stefan. My bad. He was just like, I like you better without your emotions. Let me just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Ripper Stefan. I know. I mean, didn't they have Ripper Stefan like several times? One time for one season's enough. You got to get it together. It would turn off your emotions. Enough.
And
You get it.
Blaming on his mom. His mom was a ripper. That's runs in the family.
Whatever. It's just like relax. Calm down.
Go to therapy.
Exactly. It all goes back to Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes back to Catherine. Actually, no, it goes past Catherine to your girl.
Whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, something.
I feel like Katya was Catherine's daughter's name.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Who was the witch? Right.
I did put her daughter and Damon. I shipped them really hard. I think she was a witch. And she got turned into a vampire so she could stay alive to find her mom.
I was a huge fan of Catherine Pepper when I was watching the show. Looking back, I'm a fan of her work now, but yeah, I was not a huge fan. I was just like, she is getting in the way of Damon and Elena, or Stefan and Elena. I need Elena to choose one of the brothers and have Elena have the other brother.
Silas and Amara. That was her name.
Amara.
Amara. And then Katsia is the girl who was a witch who was jealous of Amara and wanted Silas and Amara to die, basically, and turn them into vampires.
Oh, wait. If I remember correctly, Silas was supposed to marry Katsia.
Yeah.
And they were going to drink the immortal, drink. And Silas took it to Amara to drink with her. Mm-hmm. So, it's not like Katya was just like, oh, I'm going to turn them into vampires. No, so in the end, it all goes back to Silas. So Stefan's doppelganger is the reason for all of this. All he had to do was, either be truthful to Katya, or just, be loyal to her. But he was just like, no, yeah, I'm going to marry you. But actually, on our wedding day, I'm going to run off with another woman and share the blood with them? No.
And Katsia, I don't blame, Silas, because Katsia was like, oh, here's this immortal potion, which is tempting for anybody, but she knew that he was in love with Amara the whole time, and she just really wanted him for all eternity, and he just took advantage of that and gave it to his girlfriend who didn't want it. They were all witches.
I blame Silas. Sorry. It's a man's fault.
Of course it is.
Whole season where they took over. He didn't take over Stefan's body. He did. He took over Stefan's body, and then Stefan finally got his body back just to get sent into a lake and drowned.
Oh my gosh.
For multiple months while Silas pretended to be him. Stefan's been through a lot. That's why I kind of like Caroline and Stefan together.
Oh yeah.
Caroline's been through a lot too. She's been used a lot.
Yeah.
Almost killed for Elena a lot. Everybody's almost been killed for Elena. Bonnie did not have to help that girl as much as she did. She got way too involved.
Oh yeah. I believe it was... Bonnie saved everyone. Every season, it seemed like Bonnie was saving everyone. And she wasn't... What was her little power? Let's say something. And, set people on fire?
I think it was Incendio or something. I don't know.
Incendio sounds like Harry Potter.
Yes, but she said something like it. So this is the end of our podcast. What do you think about how vampires are? How would you want to be one? What show would you like to be one from? And... what are your takes on it? Let us know down in the comments.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this side quest with us, y'all. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.